Daryl here. The channel is Programming in Any Language. The supporting website is programminginaanylanguage.com or black-duck.com. They both take you to the same place, and it's a place where you find the videos and PDFs of the code. The video is Inheritance Demo Part 3, Adding Records. In this video, we set up an instance of one of the derived classes based on which radio button is active. Car, truck, or SUV data is entered, applied to a structure, and that piece of data is added to a list. The purpose here is to let the user enter an unlimited number of vehicles to the list. The derived classes help to identify each type of vehicle being stored in the list. The list contains all the data and is available for other purposes. Watch. The next thing we want to do for the inheritance demo is part 3, which is going to be adding records. We're going to be using the radio buttons up here. And based on the radio buttons, it's going to turn on these panels, allowing us to show doors for the car, drive for the truck, and passenger for the SUV. And the other pieces will stay in place there. We're also going to do the same thing with the labels and everything. We'll be using the button create object button here. We'll not be using save or exit for this particular piece. We're only working with putting this stuff together. So we're looking at this piece. We're just going to be working with this part, adding records to the list. That's our whole thing. Grabbing stuff from the text file and putting them out on a list. How do we do that? Well, our button object create is going to clear out 3 variables: a drive, doors, and passengers. Those are the unique ones to the classes where we're actually bringing in the car, truck, and passenger things. So we're going to need variables for those things. We're then going to look at our radio. If the radio for car is checked, we must be wanting to enter car data. If it's not, then we're checking to see if the truck has been checked. And then we'll be ending truck data. Otherwise, we'll be adding SUV data. In all these cases, the first thing we're going to do is create the instance of the new car, or instance of the new truck, or instance of the new sports utility called My SUV in that case. So to begin with, we're going to actually be going ahead and we're going to create the My Car based on new car. Then we're going to get car data. In the case of truck, we're going to get truck data. In the case of sports utility, we're going to get SUV data. We're then going to take our label, make, model, mileage, price, and doors, and put those out into the labels we're seeing there. We're also going to add a C to string vehicle type, which we're going to be using for our spreadsheet data we're keeping. And we'll put this on our list as well. We'll be adding a T to the truck. We'll be adding an S for the vehicle type for sports utility vehicle. And then we're writing our data to the list. And we're passing it the vehicle type and the drive, doors, and passengers, which are the 3 pieces that are unique, that are different, I should say, from the vehicle, and make our drive or doors and passenger all based on the car, truck, and passenger data we're actually bringing in, which we have spaces in here. So when we actually do add the data and we get car data, it's going to fill in the doors, and our drive and passenger will still be blank. So when we pass that, we want to pass the blank drive, the blank passengers, the numerical number of doors, and the C for vehicle type to our list, and then actually write that data then, which will consist of all the other pieces in there that are inside the My Car that we're passing to it. And then we're going to clear input data. So that's what our create button does. Now we're going to take a look at this get car data and this write data and this clear input data and see what it's doing. The get car data is bringing in, it's creating temp variables of mileage, price, and doors. We're then taking the car make and bringing in the text box. The car model, bringing in the text box. You see why we didn't define anything before? We're actually bringing it in to this instance right now from the text box. And we are taking our mileage. Since mileage is a decimal, it is a decimal, we're going to have to try parse it to make sure it's correct. If it's not, we're going to kick out invalid price or invalid mileage out here. We're then going to check the car price, and if it's invalid, we're going to kick out invalid price. And doors, same thing. We're going to be looking at a numeric there, and if something else comes in, we're going to be giving an error, invalid number of doors. Otherwise, we're going to actually bring in the doors and bring in our price, bring in our mileage, all that stuff is going to be happily getting in there. The same thing happens with the get truck data, except in this case, our mileage and our price are sitting here. We're bringing in the make, model, and drive. The drive is a string, so we have no problem there. We'll be, again, parsing the mileage and parsing the price. We don't have to worry about anything else here. We will have an invalid price or an invalid mileage if somebody types in the wrong thing. And our get SUV data for sports utility is much like the car data. We're bringing in the make and model. We're try parsing the mileage. We're try parsing the price. And we're also looking at the passengers and seeing if that's a numeric variable coming in. And we'll show the errors in there. So that's what those pieces do. We'll then write it out. And we're writing out, we're going to write data, our string str v-type, drive, doors, and passenger get written out. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be taking a record count, increasing it, and creating a new list record. And with that list record, we're going to add the vehicle type, the make, model, mileage, price, doors, drive, doors, and passengers. These may be, two of these will be blank. One of those will have numbers in it. And our vehicle type will tell us if it's a car, truck, or an SUV, and then bring it in there. Then we'll add that list to we'll add the new record to the vehicle list and put it in place. So to make this all happen, we'll go to our create object data. And we've got our brand new button object right in here. The first thing we're going to do is add the data for those strings we're talking about. Drive, the doors, the passengers, and put a blank in there, or space in there, so we simply have some piece of data in there. Then we're going to check and see if the rad car has been checked. We want to do that particular thing. We're going to get car data, create the my car, new car, and we'll then take our labels. This has got all its stuff in it. We're going to simply get the core doors, bring it in, and then write our data to list. We have errors here because we don't have these particular things made. We're also going to look at the truck. And we're going to be looking at the SUV. And that puts those pieces in place. So we've got all that set up there. Then we're going to write our get car data routine. And we can do that right down here. And we're going to pass it car. So our car data comes up into this place. We then will put in all our data, all of our code. What we're going to want to do is set int mileage as our temp variable, decimal price, and indoors. We're then going to take our grab our text fields from our form, put them into the car model, car make, which has been passed to it. We're then going to check out the mileage that's sitting out in the text box as well. And if it's good, car mileage, which we passed again, we passed the car information there, so it will be int mileage. And decimal price, the doors will go to car doors, and car price will go to decimal price. Put those in place. The same thing's going to happen now with the truck data. We can lay that in here, and our truck data is going to do the same thing. It's going to get past truck. And our truck make, model, and drive are going to come through here. The same thing is true with SUV. Mileage, price, SUV model. Remember, we passed the sport utility SUV, SUV make, model, and in mileage, we're looking at that SUV price will be this. SUV passenger will be this. And going on to there, making all that happen. We then need to go back to our button create object. All of our problems have been solved, but we still have a problem with write data to a list. We're going to need to write this thing to create this particular method here, and we'll do that. We'll put it at the bottom of all this stuff here. We'll do a private void write data to list. And we're going to pass it string str v-type, comma, string str v drive, comma, string strv door, comma, string, strv passenger. And put our stuff in place there. Passengers, I think. And then we lay that data in there. How do we want to do this? We want to increase the record count. That's why our record count variable is way up on the top, as we remember seeing in place. We're then going to create a new record, a new structure for our list. And we'll call it vehicles. It's going to be called new record. So new record str type is V type. All those pieces we're bringing over are going to come over. We have an error with doors here. Why? Probably because we're looking at strv doors. Yes, this should be plural. That takes care of that error. And passengers. So those are little things you're going to be looking at to make it work. Once we've got all those pieces placed into our new structure, we then add that new record to our vehicle list. And that's the extent of it. We'll do a file save. Let's see if everything's working to some degree here. And we'll try something. We'll try putting in a Toyota, Tundra, Corolla. Mileage of 23,000 miles, maybe. A price of, let's say, $25,989. And it is a two-door. And create the object. Bang, it does fill that in and sets us up for the next one to go. We could add a truck now, jumping in there. And we can say Toyota, Tundra, mileage, 33,989. Price is going to be $45,699. And it's a four-wheel drive. Bounces down, put that in place. And we can now put an SUV in place there. We'll put in a Toyota RAV4. Mileage of 18,000 miles. A price of, let's say, $18,000. And the passengers are going to be 5. And it goes in place. So we don't know if they're out on our list or not. We assume they are. We think we wrote our code properly. We'll test that shortly when we start to save things. But now we've got all our stuff in working. We actually are able to save data, and we're using the 3 different classes to actually create the data we need. Now we simply need to save it. Now that the data can be successfully entered and stored in the list, it's time to save our data. Saving it to a file is the next step. Thanks for watching. Visit the website when you get a chance, and please subscribe to the channel. There's more stuff coming every week. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.